All right, I've got a couple more example problems for you. I'm sorry again that I chopped up the video so much, but I'm so afraid of losing the content that I've already made. So let's start off with our next one. And remember, what we're doing is we're trying to simplify the following expressions using exponents. The last one we had, let me go back over here. Let me get my pen out. We had 1 times 1 times 1, and we could either write that as 1 to the third or just 1. This next one, I've just got 5. Just 5. If we use the same uh, format that we've been using, my base is going to be 5 because that's the number that we see, the number that repeats. And how many times does it repeat? Well, we only see it once. So if I wanted to, I could write this as 5 to the first power. If you have anything to the first power, that means that it's going to be the same thing. It's just that number. So 5 to the first power is the same thing as 5 one time. So 5 to the first power is just 5. So I bet you can guess what 257 to the first power is. It's just 257. All right, let's look at a couple of slightly different examples, or examples that are in a slightly different format. So these, I want you to expand them out. Don't have to solve them, just expand them out, showing that it's repeated multiplication. So this first one, oh, I lost my beautiful green. I think it was something like that. Yeah, that looks close. All right, so 2 to the second power is our first one. If I want to expand that out, I know that the part that repeats is my base, that right there. So I know it's going to be 2, and it's going to be repeated a certain amount of times. It's going to be repeated 2 times. So my answer is going to be 2 times 2. This is a square number. Any number that comes from something squared is called a square number. So 2 times 2, what is that? It's 4. So 4 is what we call a square number. All right, the next one. We've got 6 to the third power. This is saying 6 3 times. And because it's exponents, we multiply them. So it's 6 3 times. So 6 times 6 times 6. There. All that does is it shows it's repeated multiplication. I know that you know what we're doing. You know what we're doing. It's all solved and all fantastic. All right, let's look at the next one. This one's long. I don't know why I did it. I think it's because I'm mean. All right, 8 to the 8th power. I want you to expand that out to show that it's repeated multiplication. Well, my base is 8, and the amount of times I'm going to do it is 8. So it's 8 and 8. It's 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. That's 4 times 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. And I'm pretty sure that's the right number. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. So this is 8 times. Now, if I just gave you the exponent 8 to the 8th power, that's kind of tough to, or it's impossible to do in your head. Like, some people could, but they're super geniuses. I definitely can't. What I would do is I would expand it out like this and take it one step at a time. This would be another one. I still wouldn't want to do it in my head, but you could. So 8 times 8 is 64, times another 8 is, and I already don't want to do this. All right, let's move on to the next one. Alrighty, let's go back to my green. The next one is 23 to the first power. So my base is 23. Remember what we talked about earlier. If it's something to the first power, that means it only happens once. So 23 to the first power means it's 23, and then I repeat that 1 times. So my answer is 23. Easy peasy. Don't get freaked out seeing a 1 up in the exponents. All that means is that it's one time. Yeah. All right, I've got 2 more examples. These are a little more complicated. I'm going to be upset if the recording ends, but I'm going to try to get them in this recording. All right, so let's look at those examples. I've got 7 squared, so 7 to the second power, plus 2 to the fourth power. Now, for this, we are going to be using order of operations. We've talked about order of operations before. Most of the time, when we think of order of operations, we think of PEMDAS. And you might write it differently. You might write it like PEM, and then an M and a D, and then an A and an S. Either way is fine to write it. But the P means parentheses. The E, we can now use that E. I'm so excited. The E means exponent. So after parentheses, right away after parentheses, you do exponents. So basically, if you see an exponent and there's no parentheses, you're doing that first. So before we even look at this plus, we've got to do the exponents. So let's expand it out as much as possible because we're trying to simplify this. So we're going to expand it out, and then we're going to multiply it and figure out the answers. I kept the number small-ish enough to where we should be able to do that. All right, so the first part. Look at that first part. 7 squared. Remember, 7 is my base, which means I'm going to repeat the number 7 2 times. 7 times 7. All right, then, remember I said we're not even going to think about that plus yet, so I'm not doing anything with it. It's staying exactly there. I haven't touched it. It just stays there. The only thing I've messed with so far is turning 7 squared into 7 times 7. Now, I'm going to turn 2 to the fourth power into, let's see what that would be. Our repeated number is 2, and it happens 4 times. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Great. Now we're expanded out. All right, looking at our PEMDAS, we looked and there were no parentheses. We finished all the exponents. Now is the multiplication division level. So, do we have multiplication? We sure do. So let's do that. 7 times 7 gives us 49. I am not even thinking about this plus, not even thinking about the addition, because we're not on that level yet, so I just drop it right down. Don't do anything with it. Don't change the order or what. Just keep the plus there. Then I've got my repeated 2's. 2 times 2 gives us 4, times another 2 gives us 8, times another 2 gives us 16. So I've got a 16 right there. All right, so we finished multiplication. Do we have any division? Nope. Now addition. Yes, we have addition. We've got a plus right there. It's been waiting patiently. Let's do it. 49 plus 16. 65. So we add it. If you want, you can write it like this, 49 and 16, and then add it like that. Either way, you will get 65. That is our answer. So when I have 7 to the second power plus 2 to the fourth power, that simplifies to 65. It's a long process, but it feels good, like you work for it, and then all of a sudden you get to the answer, and it's beautiful. All right, I've got one more example to show you. I hope this recording doesn't end. I will cry, because then I have to redo all of this. All right, let's look at this last one. I've got 3 to the third power times 6 to the third power. They both have the same power, which is cool, but we can't really do anything about that. That's not going to help us at all. So let's do this how we normally would. Let's look at PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. PEMDAS. We're looking around. We've got, let's see, P is first. Do we have any parentheses? No, we do not. Next is E. Oh, we do have exponents. Well, I suppose we should do that. It'd be silly to not have exponents because this whole lesson is called exponents. All right, so learning from our previous problem, I'm not on the multiplication row yet, so I'm not going to do anything with this time symbol. I'm just going to drop it right down and not even touch it. All right. Next, I've got 3 to the third power. What that means is repeated multiplication. 3 times 3 times 3, or 3 times. Over here, I've got 6 to the third power. That means it's 6 3 times. 6 times 6. All right, we're done with exponents. Next, multiplication. Well, we do have multiplication, so let's figure that out. And we're going to go in order, and we're going to get a big answer. I am so sorry, you guys. All right, so let's do this. 3 times 3 gives us 9. All right, easy so far. 9 times 3 gives us 27. Not so bad. We can do this. 27 times 6. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. But show must go on. 27 times 6. Let's see if I can do it in my head. 162? You know what? I think I'm just going to have to break out the calculator. Where's my calculator? Here? Productivity? No. This one's productivity too. No. Over here? I swear I'm not joking with you guys. Oh, there it is. It's right in front of my face. All right. Ooh, can you see I was doing some intense math? All right. So, looking at... Oh, no, an ad. I wonder if I'll get in trouble for showing you guys ads. All right. So, we're at 27 times 6. 27 times 6. Bam! 162. Oh, I was right. I'm a super genius. All right. Looking at this, we got a... Let's see, that's 162 times another 6. Times 6. Blam! 972. And then one more 6. So 6 times 972 is 5,832. 5,832. That is the answer to 3 to the third times 6 to the third. I'm proud of you guys for sticking with me. Please spend the rest of class answering the assignment problems, the homework problems, and those will be due tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you on Wednesday.